Hey, loves, there are three areas that women struggle with the most, and it doesn't matter their age, their title, their income level, or how successful they look on the outside. And in all my years of coaching women, whether they're entrepreneurs, corporate leaders, stay at home moms, speakers, or just women trying to figure out their next chapter, I've noticed something. There's three areas that show up over and over and over again. And here's what I want you to understand right from the start. These aren't nice to have. These are the core foundations of your emotional, spiritual, and personal freedom. You can have all the success in the world, all the accomplishments, all the accolades, but if you don't have these three foundations, you're building on shaky ground. So today we're going to go dive deep. We're talking about why these three areas matter so much and why so many women struggle with them. And most importantly, how to straighten these foundations so you can finally experience the freedom you've been craving. And at the end, I'm going to share something really special with you, a brand new workshop I created specifically to help you release what you've been heavy, or what's been heavy, I should say, and restore these foundations in your life. So grab your coffee, your tea, water, journal, get comfortable, and let's dive into the three foundations every woman and every man, because I know you guys are watching, needs: self-love, self-worth, and forgiveness. Let's go.
Alone, because there's tons of women out there that are struggling just like you, who want to be there to support you.
Francine Ayala.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Were Meant for More. I'm your host, Francine Ayala, and I'm so excited that you're here. You got to see a little bit of what I do and how I show up. I'm a speaker and a coach, and I want to get you to your next level. So this is why I created this. If you're new to this show, thank you for checking me out. Thank you for checking us out and being here. And thank you to those who have been watching the show consistently, and you pop in and show the love. So thank you. Thank you. We're growing. We see it in the numbers, and I'm truly grateful for this space. So you guys, this is a new episode. My apologies. We were on a rerun last week. I got sick. I know it's crazy. The weather's changing and so forth. We're in fall. It's November. Can you believe Thanksgiving is next week? Oh my goodness. So yes. And you guys, I launched a new workshop that I'm so excited to share with you, but more to come. And I definitely don't want to take too much time to talk about, all that right now, because there's so much I want to share. Now, when I started this really quick, this whole process of my own personal development, I knew there was more. I knew I wanted something more, and I wanted God to give me that direction. And so this is where I've established this whole spiritual psychology of really understanding self-love, self-worth, and forgiveness. So I want to cover these areas and these topics. I'm going to be using my notes because there's so much I want to share with you, and it's very valuable. And of course, I'll share more about the workshop towards the end. So stay tuned. Grab those pens, those journals that you have, and let's take some notes and really dive in, hone in, sit up, move yourself forward, and pay attention to what it is I'm going to be sharing with you, because I promise you, you're going to leave a different person, thinking differently, understanding your brain and how it processes, and how you get to step into your next level. So ready? Let's go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my notes really quick. But as you join me, again, if you see something that resonates, something hits you, drop it in the chat, send me a DM, whatever. Let me know. I know this is going to bring so much value, and I don't want to miss out and leave anything out. Okay. So here we go. All right. Let's start with the first foundation, self-love. And I want to start by asking you a question, and I want you to really think about this. How easily do you give love to others? And how easily do you receive love, especially from yourself? If you're like most women I work with, you give love so easily. You're there for everyone. You show up for your family, your friends, your coworkers, your community. You're the one that people call when they need support. You're the shoulder to cry on. You're the problem solver. You're the cheerleader. You give and you give and you give. But when it comes to receiving love, especially for yourself, that's a whole different story, right? So like, yes, we all kind of hit this area. So many women give love easily, but rarely receive it, especially from themselves. And that's the problem, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't keep giving if you're not also receiving. You can't love others well if you don't love yourself first. So what is self-love really? So self-love isn't the bubble baths and the face masks, though I'm all for those, because of course. Self-love is so much deeper than that. Self-love means, one, saying no without guilt. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? I was that person, people pleaser. Francine, can you do this? Francine, can you do that? And I was like, oh yes, I was burnt out. Don't do it. How many times have you committed, overextended yourself, sacrificed your own needs because you didn't want to disappoint someone? Yep, did it. Self-love says, I can say no and still be a good person. I can have boundaries and still be loving. Number 2, resting without earning it. This one's big, especially for high achieving women. We think we have to earn rest. We think we have to be productive every single moment, or we're lazy. We're not doing enough. We're falling behind. Yes, that was me too in my head. Self-love says rest is not a reward. Rest is a necessity. I am allowed to rest simply because I'm human. And you have no idea. I give my body that rest and then I go back into it. So understand rest is a necessity. Number 3, speaking kindness. I'm speaking to yourself, with kindness. How do you talk to yourself? What's the inner voice saying? For so many women, that inner voice is harsh, critical, judgmental. You're not good enough. You should have done better. What's wrong with you? Why can't you get it together? Self-love says, I will speak to myself the way I would speak to someone I deeply love, with compassion, with grace, with kindness. We are our hardest critics, you guys. And I want to make sure you understand that self-love begins here with you. Number 4, refusing to abandon yourself to please others. This one is the big one. How many times have you abandoned your own needs, your own desires, your own truth to keep the peace? To make someone else comfortable, to avoid conflict? Self-love says, I will not abandon myself. I will not betray myself. I will stay true to who I am, even when it's uncomfortable. Yep. Here's what self-love teaches you. I am worthy of care exactly as I am. Not when you lose weight, not when you make more money, not when you accomplish more, not when you're perfect, right now, exactly as you are. But here's why self-love is so hard for women. Ready? Number 1, we've been conditioned to believe self-love is selfish. From the time we were little girls, we were taught to take care of everyone else first, to be nurturing, to be giving, to put others before our own needs, to put others' needs before our own needs. And somewhere along the way, we internalize a message that taking care of ourselves is selfish, that putting ourselves first is wrong, that we're supposed to sacrifice ourselves for everyone else. Yep, I remember a coach once told me, she's like, why do you always feel like you have to be the leader? Why do you always feel like you have to save everyone? Yeah, somewhere it got embedded into me that I needed to show up for everybody. I needed to spearhead everything. And I was just like, you know what? I get to sit back and reflect on what's important and what I can delegate. Okay, so let me tell you something. Self-love is not selfish. Self-love is survival. You cannot show up powerfully for anyone else if you're running on empty. You cannot be a light for others if your own light is burned out. Number 2, we feel guilty when we prioritize ourselves. Even when we know we need the rest, we need to say no. We need to take care of ourselves, and we feel guilty about it. What will people think? Will they think I'm lazy? Will they be disappointed in me? Will they think I don't care? That's a big one too. Like, really? We don't even realize how much we care what people think. And that guilt keeps us stuck in the cycle of self-abandonment. Number 3, we don't believe we're worthy of our own love. This is the deepest wound. Let me say that again for the people in the back. We don't believe we're worthy of our own love. Somewhere along the way, we internalize the belief that we're not worthy, that we're not enough, that we have to earn love even from ourselves. And until we heal that wound, self-love will always feel out of reach. So let me share something with you. It's personal. I became a single mother. Well, for those of you that have been following me, do know this. I became a single mother at 17 years old. And for years and years, I believed that I had to prove my worth. I had to work harder than everyone else. I had to sacrifice more. I had to be perfect because I went against the grain. I had a child at 17. I drove rideshare for 6 years while building my business. I worked in corporate America. I hustled constantly. And I told myself, this is just what I have to do. This is my reality. But you know what I wasn't doing? I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't resting. I wasn't speaking kindly to myself. I was abandoning myself over and over again. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom twice, actually with depression in 2017 and again in 2022, that I realized I can't keep doing this. I have to choose myself. I have to love myself. And when I finally started practicing self-love, real deep foundational self-love combined with my faith through God's love, everything changed. My energy changed. My relationships changed. My business changed. My entire life changed. Because when you love yourself, you change your frequency. And when you change your frequency, you change what you attract. So how do you practice self-love? Well, here are some practical ways to start today. You ready for this? You got those notes and everything? You guys, is this hitting? Is this powerful? Pretty powerful, believe me. It's going to get better, watch. It's going to get a bit more powerful, I should say. All right, here we go. Number 1, set one boundary this week. Say no to something that doesn't serve you and don't apologize for it. 2, talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. Catch that critical inner voice and replace it with kindness. My coach used to call it the itty bitty shitty committee. Stop it in its tracks. Rest. Number 3, rest without guilt. Take a nap. Take a day off, take a break. You don't have to earn it, you guys. I love naps. I'm all about the naps. I literally took one today because I had insomnia last night. So my body needed it. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I choose me, I love me, and I'm going to take care of me. And I want you to do the same. Okay, number 4. Ask yourself daily, what do I need right now? What do I need? And then honor that need. So you have to honor it. What do I need right now? Guess what? I said I needed a nap. I took a nap. Number 5, stop abandoning yourself. When you feel the urge to betray your own truth to please someone else, pause. Choose yourself. Self-love is a practice. It's not something you master overnight. But every small choice you make to love yourself builds that foundation stronger and stronger. So let me see how you guys are doing. Is this all resonating? Are you loving this? Can I get an amen? Can I get yes, girl? Can I get let's go? Let's continue. You want all the goodies? Let's go. Here we go. All right, let's move into the second foundation, self-worth. Ooh, you guys, self-worth. And then the next one, powerful. Okay. And I want to start with this truth. A woman who knows her worth moves differently. You guys have no idea. This whole thing was a game changer for my life, and it's going to be for yours. She doesn't shrink. She doesn't chase. She doesn't question her value. She doesn't dim her light to make others comfortable. She doesn't settle for less than she deserves. She knows who she is. She knows what she brings to the table, and she shows up fully, unapologetically, and authentically. That's the power of self-worth. She shows up as the queen and the boss that she is. You guys, this one is powerful. I had no idea I didn't have self-worth. Things were happening in my life and I was like, what is happening here? And it shows up in every capacity of your life. You have no idea. Your relationships, your business, the, people you're surrounded by. It's just, oh my goodness, you move differently. I mean, okay, so much to share. But here's the reality. So many women, even incredibly and talented, accomplished, successful women, quietly battle with their self-worth. Yep. I'm not going to let you battle anymore. Here's what that looks like. Imposter syndrome. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just faking it. Eventually, everyone's going to figure out I'm a fraud. Yeah. Remember that fake it till you make it phrase? Yeah. Well, I couldn't do that because I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I wanted to feel confident in who I was, basically who I was becoming, and how I was going to show up as an empowered coach for my clients. I couldn't fake it even if I tried. Even when you have the credentials, the experience, the results, there's this nagging voice that says you're not qualified. You're not the expert. You don't belong. And boy, is that voice loud. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, say yes. Yep, that's me. I get it. You know where you're at. You understand where this is coming from. Okay, that feeling of not enough. You're not smart enough, not experienced enough, not confident enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough, not fill in the blank enough. No matter what you've accomplished, you never feel like it's enough. You're always chasing the next thing that will finally make you feel worthy. You know why? Because I did it. I did it for years. I'm not there yet. I'm not good enough. I'm still not where I want to be. Name all the things. Yep. You're doubting your gifts. You have incredible gifts, talents, skills, perspectives, experiences, but you downplay them. I did it for years, you guys. You minimize them. You think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Anyone could do this. But that's not true. Your gifts are yours and you're unique. They're valuable and the world needs them. And then, of course, old childhood wounds. Oof, you guys. So much of our struggle with self-worth comes from childhood. Maybe you were told you weren't good enough. Maybe you were compared to others. Maybe you were criticized, neglected, or made to feel like you had to earn love. And those wounds, they're still affecting you today without you even realizing it. They're still shaping how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. But here's the truth. I need you to hear this. Worthiness isn't built, it's remembered. You don't have to earn your worth. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to accomplish more or be more or do more. You are inherently worthy simply because you exist. God created you. You were created with purpose. You were created with value. You were created with gifts that only you can bring to the world. Your worth is not determined by how much money you make, what your title is, how you look, what you've accomplished, what people think of you, your past mistakes, your current circumstances. Your worth is inherent. It's unchangeable. It's ready within you. The work isn't to build your worth. The worth is to remember it, to reconnect with it, to stop letting external circumstances and other people's opinions define you and your value. So why do we struggle with self-worth? You guys want to drop one in the chat? Why do we struggle with self-worth? I want to hear from you. Let me know. We were taught our worth is conditional. From a young age, many of us learned that love and approval were conditional. We had to be good. We had to perform. We had to meet expectations. And we internalized the message, I'm only valuable if I'm fill in the blank. If I'm successful, if I'm perfect, if I'm pleasing, if I'm productive. But that's a lie. Your worth is not conditional. It's not something you earn. It's something you are. Number two, we compare ourselves to others. Social media has made this so much worse. We're constantly seeing everyone else's highlight reel and comparing it to our own behind the scenes. What are we doing? What are they doing? What am I not doing? The whole bit. I did it. All of this stuff I can relate to because I did it all. But now I get to coach others to step out of this and not follow in that same routine and those patterns. So she's more successful. She's more confident. She's more put together. She has it all figured out. Guess what? She probably doesn't. She's probably on the same boat you are. And I was. And we think I'm not enough. I'm falling behind. I'll never measure up. But comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your peace, and your self-worth. Your journey is your journey. You're not supposed to look like everyone else. You're supposed to look like you. And that is a game changer, you guys. Once you start understanding this is your story, this is your journey, nobody else measures up. We tie our worth to external validation. We look for validation from others to feel worthy. No, it's all from you, babe. We need the likes, the comments, the approval, the recognition. And when we don't get it, we feel worthless. When I started Wheela and I started a Facebook group, nobody liked it. Nobody commented. And I did. I felt worthless. I was also going through depression, but it weighed heavy on me. But here's the problem. External validation is unstable. It's constantly changing. It's never enough. And it puts your worth in someone else's hands. Your worth cannot be determined by external validation. It has to come from within. Number 4, we carry shame from our past. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe you have regrets. Maybe there are things in your past you're not proud of. We've all been there. And you think if people really knew me, they wouldn't think I was worthy. Ooh, good Lord. How many times did I say this to God? Guess what? He kept reminding me that I am his child, that I am the daughter of the Most High King. We say things like they wouldn't respect me, they wouldn't want me. But listen to me, your past does not define your worth. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your worst moments. You are a human being on the journey of growth, and you are worthy, not in spite of your past, but including your past. Let me share something vulnerable with you. And this hits a lot of ladies. So where are my single ladies out there? Can be single men too. For years, I was single. I always thought it was me. I always thought I was unlovable because I put myself out there, but not the right energy. I allowed men to devalue my worth so that they could eventually leave. And I would basically prove my story correct. I was abandoned, therefore my story played over and over again because that's what I thought of myself. What do you want from a relationship? Are you ready to become worthy of love? The one that validates the self-love and worth you give yourself? I finally stopped apologizing for my story. I stopped hiding. I stopped playing small. And I started owning my worth. I started showing up fully. I started believing I deserved abundance, success, love, and freedom. And that changed everything. I no longer gave my power to men. Instead, they were beating down my door. I know that sounds a little pretentious, but I went from 1 to 2 men sliding in my DMs inappropriately to 10 men reaching out, showing love and wanting to take me out. Like, I now had to be selective about who I allowed within my proximity. And that is the value of who I hold myself to be. And every woman should. So you get to be selective. You don't go searching. You don't go chasing. You show up as the queen and the boss that you are. So how do you remember your worth? Here are some practices to start today. 1, stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is unique. Your timeline is unique. Your gifts are unique. Your comparison steals your joy. Don't give it that power. 2, celebrate your wins, big and small. You don't have to wait for the big accomplishments to celebrate. Celebrate the small steps. Celebrate the progress. Celebrate showing up. 3, affirm your worthiness daily. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I am worthy, I am enough, I am valuable exactly as I am. 4, surround yourself with people who see your worth. You can't rise in an environment that constantly tears you down. Find your people, the ones who celebrate you, who believe in you, who remind you of your greatness. 5, forgive yourself for your past. Your mistakes don't define you. Your past doesn't disqualify you. You are worthy of a fresh start, a new chapter, a beautiful future. Remember, you don't have to earn your worth. You just have to remember it. All right? How are you all doing? I got one more to share with you guys, and this one is beyond the best one. It's the most powerful one, even though I think worthy is pretty powerful. All of them are powerful, but man, this next one is going to hit you hard. Yeah. Are you ready for it? Lean in. Come on, sit up. Readjust. All right, move your body, get that blood flow. You're probably all excited, like, give me more, give me more. Yes, I got more for you. Ready? All right. Let's talk about the third foundation, forgiveness. Ooh, you guys. And some of you won't be ready to listen or receive what I'm about to share with you. I'm going to be really honest with you. This is the one that people resist the most. Because when we hear the word forgiveness, we think it means letting someone off the hook. We think it means excusing what they did. We think it means saying, it's okay, but that's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness isn't letting someone off the hook. It's letting you off the hook. Let me say that again. Forgiveness is letting you off the hook. Here's what forgiveness does. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you reliving the pain. It keeps you tied to the person or situation that hurt you. It blocks your joy, your peace, your confidence, and your clarity. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's hurting you more than it's hurting them. And here's the spiritual truth. Unforgiveness keeps you reliving moments God already delivered you from. You've been set free. You've been healed. You've been given a new beginning. But unforgiveness keeps you chained to the past. It keeps you in bondage to something that's already over. Forgiveness says, I choose me over my pain. So let's talk about what forgiveness really is and what it's not. Forgiveness is not, number 1, excusing what happened. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't minimize the hurt. It doesn't say it's fine, no big deal. What happened to you matters. Your pain is valid. Your hurt is real. Forgiveness doesn't erase that. Number 2, reconciling with the person. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to let that person back in your life. You can forgive someone and still have boundaries. You can forgive someone and still choose distance. Forgiveness is about your freedom, not about restoring a relationship that isn't healthy. 3, forgetting what happened. Forgive and forget is terrible advice. You're not supposed to forget. Your memory protects you. Your wisdom comes from your experience. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget. It means you remember without emotional charge. You remember without the bitterness. You remember with peace. Number 4, waiting for an apology. Here's the hard truth. Some people will never apologize. Some people will never acknowledge the hurt they caused. Some people will never take responsibility, and if you wait for their apology to forgive, you'll be waiting forever. You'll stay stuck forever, and I don't want that for you. Forgiveness is something you do for you, not for them. So what is forgiveness? Well, let me share. You ready? Listen up. 1, forgiveness is releasing the emotional grip the past has on you. It's choosing to no longer let that person, that situation, that hurt control your present and your future. Forgiveness is choosing your peace over pain. It's saying, I'm not going to carry this anymore. I'm not going to let this define me. I'm not going to let this steal my joy. 3, forgiveness is an act of self-love. When you forgive, you're choosing yourself. You're choosing your freedom. You're choosing to move forward instead of staying stuck. 4, forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. You might have to forgive the same person multiple times. You might have to forgive yourself multiple times, and that's okay. Forgiveness is a journey. It's layers. It's healing that happens over time. And here's what forgiveness blocks. Here's what unforgiveness blocks. It blocks your joy. You can't fully experience joy when you're carrying bitterness and resentment. It blocks your peace. Unforgiveness creates internal chaos. It keeps you in a state of anger, hurt, and turmoil. 3, it blocks your confidence. When you're stuck in the past, you can't fully step into your future. Unforgiveness keeps you small. 4, it blocks your clarity. Unforgiveness clouds your judgment. It affects your decisions. It keeps you operating from a wounded place instead of a healed place. 5, it blocks you from new opportunities. When you're holding on to the past, you can't fully embrace what's trying to come into your life. Your hands are too full. 6, it blocks healthy relationships. Unforgiveness creates walls. It makes it hard to trust, to be vulnerable, to let people in. Unforgiveness doesn't just affect the past, it affects your present and your future. So let me share something deeply personal with you. I've had to walk the journey of forgiveness multiple times, in my life. And it hasn't been easy. I've had to forgive people who hurt me, people who abandoned me, people who betrayed me, and people who didn't show up for me when I needed them the most. And I've also had to forgive myself for mistakes I made, for times I didn't show up as my best self, for choices I regret. And here's what I learned. Holding on to unforgiveness was hurting me more than anyone else. It was stealing my peace. It was blocking my joy. It was keeping me stuck in cycles I desperately wanted to break free from. But when I finally chose forgiveness, not because they deserved it, but because I deserved freedom, everything shifted. I felt lighter. I felt freer. I felt like I could finally breathe, actually. And that's when I started sharing the peace, the joy, and the happiness I had within, and how much I wanted it for so many others. That was life-changing. And opportunities started to open up that had been blocked before. Relationships started healing. My confidence started growing because forgiveness creates space for new things to enter your life. So who do you need to forgive? Maybe it's a parent who didn't show up the way you needed them to. Maybe it's an ex who broke your heart. Maybe it's a friend who betrayed your trust. Maybe it's a boss or coworker who mistreated you. Maybe it's the church or community that hurt you. Maybe it's God. Maybe you're angry about what he allowed to happen. And maybe, just maybe, it's yourself. Self-forgiveness is often the hardest. We hold ourselves to impossible standards. We punish ourselves for our mistakes. We carry shame for things we've already been forgiven for. But listen to me. You deserve forgiveness too. You deserve the release of guilt. You deserve to let go of the shame. You deserve to move forward with grace, with compassion for yourself. So how do you practice forgiveness? Well, here are some practical steps you can do. Let me see how you guys are doing out there. Everyone doing good? Hallelujah. We're coming into the final stretch. All right, number 1, acknowledge the hurt. Don't minimize it. Don't spiritualize it away. Feel it, name it, honor it. What they did hurt me. It wasn't okay. I didn't deserve that. Number 2, make the decision to forgive. Forgiveness is a choice. It's not a feeling. You might not feel like forgiving, and that's okay. Choose it anyways. I choose to forgive, insert the person or situation, not because they deserve it, but because I deserve freedom. Number 3, release them to God. This is where faith comes in. You don't have to carry the burden of justice. You don't have to make them pay. You can release them to God and trust that He will handle it. God, I release this person to you. I release this situation to you. I trust you with the outcome. 4, pray for them if you can. This one's hard, but praying for the person who hurt you is one of the most powerful acts of forgiveness. You don't have to pray that they get everything they want, but you can pray that they find healing, that they find peace, that they stop hurting others because they didn't know what they knew. We all have a roadmap, you guys. I've talked about this in previous episodes. If somebody treated them a certain way growing up and their mind was conditioned to do bad things, unfortunately, hurt people hurt others. So we get to pray for them. And I tell people all the time, bless and release. When you can pray for them, you know you're free. And I believe this is number 5. Forgive yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I forgive you. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. You are not your mistakes. You are worthy of grace. Number 6, give it time. Forgiveness is a process. Some days will be easier than others. Some days the hurt will resurface, and that's okay. Keep choosing forgiveness. Keep releasing. Keep moving forward. Here's the spiritual truth. God has already forgiven you. He's already released you. He's already set you free. The question is, will you receive it? Will you forgive yourself? Will you forgive others? I used to tell God all the time, why do you continue to use me when I keep failing you? I needed to work on my own forgiveness. I needed to forgive myself for the mistakes and the regrets I had, the shame and the guilt that I dealt with. And it wasn't until I went through my own forgiveness work that I really felt everything just release. Because forgiveness is your pathway to freedom. It really is. And I'm so passionate about sharing that because I want people to understand and to feel that freedom. So we've talked about all these 3 foundations: self-love, choosing yourself, honoring your needs, speaking kindly to yourself, self-worth, remembering your inherent value, not tying your worth to external validations, and forgiveness, releasing the past, choosing freedom, letting yourself off the hook. Now, let me tell you why these 3 foundations are so critical and why they work together. You can't have one without the others. If you have self-love but no self-worth, you'll still doubt your value. I did that. If you have self-worth but no forgiveness, you'll stay stuck in the past. If you have forgiveness but no self-love, you'll keep abandoning yourself. These 3 foundations support each other. They strengthen each other. They work together to create emotional, spiritual, and personal freedom. Here's what happens when you strengthen these foundations. You stop tolerating what doesn't serve you. You set boundaries. You walk away from toxic relationships. You say no without guilt. You show up authentically. You stop hiding. You stop pretending. You stop dimming your light. You show up as your full, authentic self. And you attract what you deserve. When you love yourself, you know your worth and you release the past. You change your frequency and you start attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that match your energy. You experience peace, not the absence of problems, but the presence of inner calm. Even in the storm, you have peace because you're grounded in who you are. You step into your purpose. You can fully walk into your purpose. You can't fully walk into your purpose if you don't love yourself, know your worth, and release the past. These foundations are what allow you to step into everything God created you to be. This is why I created the show You Were Meant for More. I knew this. This is why I created as well the Self-Love Mastermind. Because I've seen too many women, incredible, talented, gifted women, stuck in cycles of self-doubt, self-criticism, unforgiveness. I've seen women who are doing amazing things on the outside, but struggling on the inside. I've seen women who are exhausted from giving everyone else and never receiving, giving to everyone else, I should say. I've seen women who are carrying the pain from their past and blocking their future. And I knew I had to create some space for healing, for restoration, for transformation. A space where women can relieve what's been heavy, rebuild their confidence, restore their worth, release past pain, remember who God created them to be, and laugh and breathe again. That's what the Self-Love Mastermind is all about. So let me tell you about it. Can I tell you about it? You guys got 2 more minutes hanging in there with me? Let's see how you're doing. All right. Everybody good? We got a woo woo. All right, let's do this. Okay, so this is a faith-filled transformational workshop where we both go even deeper into these 3 foundations: self-love, self-worth, and forgiveness. It's not surface level work. This isn't just feel-good fluff. This is real deep soul level healing. Here's what we'll uncover. 1, the roots of self-love, why you struggle to love yourself and how to change that. 2, remembering your worth, healing the wounds that make you feel not enough. 3, the power of forgiveness, releasing the past so you can step into your future. 4, practical tools and exercises you'll leave with actionable practices you can use every single day. And 5, a safe, supportive community, because you'll be surrounded by other women who get it, who are on the same journey, who will support and encourage you. This workshop is for you if 1, you're tired of giving to everyone else and never receiving. 2, you struggle with feeling not enough no matter what you accomplish. 3, you're carrying pain from your past that's blocking your future. 4, you're ready to release what's been heavy. 5, you're ready to remember who God created you to be. And 6, you're ready to experience real lasting freedom. All right, you guys, we're kicking off this weekend, Saturday, November 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to join, you're going to scan that QR code right here on the screen. And this is going to take you straight to my website. And from there, you're going to see right at the top, it's going to say Self-Love Mastermind. So make sure you register, and I will be sending you the details via email. We're going to connect virtually on Saturday, and we're going to break down these areas. You can grab all the details there. If you want to go, it's going to take you straight to my website, or you can even visit francinayala.com/self-love mastermind. And I'll go ahead and drop that, you guys, in the chat or here we go, so that you guys can see it on the screen. Okay. So francinayala.com/self-love mastermind. All right, you guys. I believe that is our show for today. I would love for you to join us, of course. This is your invitation to release, rise, and reset. This is your invitation to finally experience the freedom you've been craving. And let's recap what we've covered today. So self-love, you are worthy of care exactly as you are. Stop abandoning yourself to please others. Number 2, self-worth. Your worth is inherent, not earned. Stop tying your value to external validations. Number 3, forgiveness. Forgiveness is letting you off the hook. Choose freedom over pain. And then, of course, these 3 foundations create emotional, spiritual, and personal freedom. And they all work together to transform your life from the inside out. So here's my question to you. Which of these 3 foundations do you need to strengthen right now? Which one is honing in as the one that you need to really focus on? Is it self-love? Is it self-worth? Is it forgiveness? Is it all 3? I get it. I've been through all of them, you guys. Drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you. And if you're ready to do the deep work, here's what I can support you with. First, join the Self-Love Mastermind happening this weekend. This is a safe, faith-filled space where we'll relieve what's been heavy, restore your worth, and release past pain together. Grab your spot at francinaayala.com// self-love mastermind. Spaces are limited, you all, because these masterminds are best done in an intimate setting. Second, if you're ready for personalized support and want to work with me one-on-one, book your complimentary session at francinaayala.com/ meant for more. And I'll go ahead and drop that as well here. Sorry, guys, I know. This one I had to have ready and I didn't. Okay, so / meant for more. francinaayala.com. And you'll see, that should be on my website as well. I don't remember. So let's uncover what's been holding you back and create a plan to move you forward with love, worth, and freedom, because you were not meant to carry the weight of self-doubt, unworthiness, and unforgiveness. You were meant for freedom. You were meant for joy. You were meant for peace. And you were meant for more. So thank you so much, you all, for joining me here today. I love you. I see you. I'm cheering you on. Now go strengthen those foundations and step into the freedom that's been waiting for you. All right? If you guys have any questions or comments, be sure to let me know. Share this with somebody who needs to hear this. This is a powerful episode, so I definitely want you all to share it, because there's so many lives that we can change in this process. I look forward to seeing you all next week. I'm hoping it's going to be a phenomenal experience for you as you do this work, this inner work. You took lots of notes, and then you show up at the Self-Love Mastermind, because that's where we get to dive even deeper. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. You guys, let me know what resonated with you and what you want to know more about. I'm here for it. I'm loving it. And it's all about living our best life so that we can go out there and share the good news amongst everybody else that we come into contact with. All right. Stay blessed, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Oh my God, it's still going? That's hilarious. Here we go.
I want to get to know what you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy. My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level, because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can, so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.